How do you make your first $100 on Upwork? Hey everybody, Sinister Lex here, and this video is about how to make your first $100 on Upwork. I assume that you've already subscribed, liked, commented, all that stuff, but even if you haven't, go do that now. We're going to talk about how to make your first $100 on Upwork today. You may not make it today, but hopefully you will. If you go through this, you follow my words, and maybe we'll get you to that point. So what does it actually take to make $100 on Upwork, your first $100? Because once you make 100, you can make 200, you can make 500, you can make 1,000. What does it take to get to that point? Especially if you're going from zero. You've never done this before, or you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you have good skills. Maybe you can write. Maybe you can build websites. Maybe you can set up email marketing campaigns, whatever it is you do. How do you get from there, bridging the gap in the online marketplace to $100 a month, or your first $100? So it starts by taking action. That's the first step. All of this starts by taking action. What action have you taken? And what action do you need to take? The first action you need to take is to set up an Upwork account. If you don't have one, go do that now. Upwork.com, set up your Upwork account, get approved. That's the first step. If you need help getting approved, you can drop in the underground chat. You can apply to that anyway. Come inside there, or just go watch my video on getting approved. Either place can probably help you. First step's getting approved. That's taking action. Second step is more action. You have to be filling out your profile. That's one thing you have to do, but then you have to send proposals. You have to find gigs that you can do or that you think you can do, and you have to apply to those gigs. That's how you're going to make $100. If you want to make your first $100, you have to be applying. A lot of people don't make $100, but they're also not applying. They let fear get to them, anxiety. They're afraid of taking those first steps. They're afraid of sending a proposal, afraid they won't be able to do the job. It's not an exact match for what they put on their resume. Forget that. Just do it. Do it. Put your proposal out there. Use a UFocus. See my UFocus video if you need help with UFocus. And put your proposal out there. And then if there's something you run into later that you don't know how to do, ask questions about how to do that thing. Ask the client. They'll tell you what they need. Otherwise, research on Google, and that's going to move you forward so you can keep on moving closer and closer to that first $100. Now, how do we get to that price point? Well, first of all, you have to pitch that price if you want $100. There's other ways to do it. You could start with a low price. You could start with $5 gigs and work your way up to $100. If you start with $5, that's usually what I recommend to get your first gig on Upwork, starting with $5. $5 will get you in the door with a lot of clients. Do a $5 gig, over-deliver on that gig, give good work, get good feedback, get 5 stars, ask for feedback from the client, let them know you're giving them good feedback, and they'll give that to you most of the time. You get your first $5 gig. Now you have proof of what you can do. You can double your rates from this point. You go to $10, you get another client. You deliver good work, you get good feedback. Again, double it, $20. Now you're at 20, and from 20 you go to 40, from 40 to 80, and 80 you cross 100. Understand? That's how you can get up to $100 pretty quickly. So this is a compounding effect. You are doubling your rates every time you get good feedback. So start low, go for good feedback. However, if you don't want to do that, some people could go straight for $100. It depends on your skills. My accountant, I paid her $100 up front. In fact, I've increased her from that. So if you have a really high value skill that solves a big problem for entrepreneurs or for businesses, you can probably charge $100 and get away with it up front. To make that happen, you're going to have to show in your proposal why you're qualified, what makes you an expert, who else have you helped if you've helped other people off of Upwork or other places. You're going to have to show that because they're going to have to see proof that you're the best person to help them. So show them and keep it focused on them. Again, this comes back to you focus. Keep it focused on the client. Focus on their problems, show and connect what you do with those problems and how you can solve those problems, and then lay out your price. It's going to be $100 a month to work with me, or it's going to be $100 for me to write this email for you. Does that sound good? You can say something like that to them. So 2 ways to do this to reach your first $100. One is to get your foot in the door with a $5 offer and then double it each time you get feedback. 2 is if you have a high level skill or you solve a really big problem for clients, just show how you solve that problem. What makes you a good fit, connect it with their own words, use their own words, feed their own words back to them. I can solve your email marketing problem by doing this and this and this, and I've done it in the past by helping clients by this and this. Then you tell them it's going to be $100 and I'll get started on that for you, and then boom, $100, okay? That's pretty much it. That's all you have to do. But I would go with the other way, get your foot in the door. $5 offer is the best way, in my opinion, for you to get noticed on Upwork and even most other freelance places. Give a low offer. The point is, you're giving them an enticing offer to get you in the door, then saying things they need to hear, talking about their problem, showing your value, and then rolling out your price. If you can, I would get on a call. If you can get on a call, an interview call, video, phone, either of those are going to be fine. But interview calls are where the money is at. If you want to pitch a $100 price, you might even start out with a $5 gig, and that becomes a $100 gig because you got on the call, you ask questions about their business, and then you roll out your price, which is $100 for you to take care of this, and then ask them if they're interested. If they still want to work with you after that point, then boom. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've got. If you guys want to go deeper onto this subject, if you want to know how to make your first dollar on Upwork, if you really want some help with that, or picking your skills, or different parts of this process that I just kind of outlined, this was just a brief overview, drop down below in the description, 7 days to freelance pay. You're going to want to join that. It is a 7-day free training that's on my website where you're going to go through this process, and hopefully by the end of that 7 days, you will have made your first dollar freelancing, which is going to propel you toward your first $100. So if that's something you're interested in, drop down there, click that, and let's get started. I'm Sinister Lex. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.